In this video, we're going to talk about alternate form of derivative. Last time we talked about derivative when limit as h goes to 0 and we had x plus h, but now we don't. This is alternate form of a derivative of f at the point x equals a. So if you look at this graph, you have a is a value of x, some value of x, and f of a is a y value of a. Now, instead of h, we're going to select a variable x, and the y value of x will be f of x. So you have 2 points again, a, f of a, x, f of x. And what will be the slope of these 2 points? What will be a slope of the line that's going through these 2 points? Well, that's going to be delta y over delta x, change of y over change of x. So it's going to be f of x minus f of a over x minus a. That is the slope of the secant line PQ. Now notice what happens as x approaches a. As x gets closer to a, this point will get closer to this point. Eventually, these 2 points will be so close that it looks like a single point. Therefore, that way we could find the slope of a tangent line at a and f of a. So this is what it means. F prime of a is limit of f of x minus f of a over x minus a as x approaches a, provided the limit exists. Again, this is the alternate form of derivative. For AP exam, you have to know both. You have to know the definition of derivative, and you also have to know the alternate form or alternate definition. Let's take a look at some examples. Let's take a look at this example. It says differentiate, which means to find the derivative or find the slope of f of x equals radical x using the alternate definition. And here we have an alternate definition. So, limit as x approaches a. Basically, we want to find f prime of a right now. That's what we're doing. What is that? So, f of x is radical x minus, what is f of a? F of a is, when you plug in a instead of x, you get radical a over x minus a. Now be careful not to substitute a right away. You want to simplify all the way and then plug in a at the end. That's a common mistake by calculus students. So how are you going to simplify this? Well, there's 2 ways of doing it. More complicated way is this. What is the conjugate of that? Radical x plus radical a. You have to multiply that top and bottom. Okay, and then you simplify. That's the longer way. The method that I like to recommend is, notice, when you have x minus a, right, you could factor it out using difference of squares. So limit as x approaches a, radical x minus radical a over is going to be radical x plus radical a times radical x minus radical a. Now that cancels out. So you end up getting limit as x approaches a, 1 over radical x plus radical a, and then finally you plug in a for x, you get 1 over 2 radical a. So f prime of a is 1 over 2 radical a. So this means you could find f prime of 1 or f prime of 4, f prime of 5. All you got to do is, if it's f prime of 5, instead of a, plug in 5. And what is f prime of 5? That is a derivative of f of x at x equals 5. That's what it means. In this example, we're going to differentiate f of x equals x squared minus 5x at x equals 5. In other words, we need to find f prime of 5. We're going to find what that is. So using the alternate form, limit, our a is 5 now, as x goes to 5 of f of x minus f of 5 all over x minus a, which is 5. So let's substitute. What is our f of x? X squared minus 5x. Minus, what is f of 5? F of 5 is going to be 25 minus 25, which is going to be 0. So it's going to be 0 over x minus 5. So when you simplify this, take out x, which is a common factor. X5 cancels out. So when you plug in 5 for x, you're going to get 5. So therefore, f prime of 5 is 5. So what does it mean? It means the tangent line to this function at x equals 5, that slope of a tangent line is 5. So now we know that f prime of 5 is 5. Now let me ask you a question. What if they ask you to find the equation of the tangent line at x equals 5? Well, in order to find the equation of the tangent line at x equals 5, we need to know what the point is. And we need to know what the slope is at x equals 5. We know what the slope is at x equals 5 because we just found it. F prime of 5 is 5. What about the y value? When x equals 5, what is the y value? Y value is 0. So now we have a point and we have a slope of the tangent line. So plug it in. You end up getting y equals 5x minus 25. So this is the equation of the tangent line at x equals 5. If f of x equals 2x squared minus 3x minus 2, then they want you to find f prime of 3. So using the alternate definition of derivative, so limit as x goes to 3, because now a is 3. F of x minus f of a all over x minus a. So now using substitution, 2x squared minus 3x minus 2 minus f of a, which is going to be f of 3. So that's going to be 18 minus 9 minus 2, which is going to be 7. All over x minus 3. So now when you simplify this, you're going to get limit as x goes to 3, 2x squared minus 3x minus 9 all over x minus 3. Now it looks like we need to factor this out. So you're going to get let's have x minus 3. So it looks like it's going to be, the reason why I put x minus 3 is most likely this will cancel out. That's why I put x minus 3 over here. So let's say 2x, and then about positive 3, because positive 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. When you FOIL it, you do get negative 3x in the middle, so this works. So that cancels out. Now you plug in 3, what do you get? You get 3 times 2 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9. So therefore, f prime of 3 is 9. Which means the derivative or slope of f of x at x equals 3 is 9.